2018 Toyota Auris Review. The good points of Toyota Auris: strong reliability record, spacious and practical, economical, generous kit levels. The bad points of Toyota Auris: some bad quality interior trim and detailing, wind noise at speed, rivals are safer to drive plus much more interesting. The first generation of Toyota Auris would be a popular car that appealed straight away to buyers' heads. It wasn't expensive for run, it had been practical, and it absolutely was reliable. Alternatives much like the Ford Focus or Volkswagen Golf were much preferable to drive, however. Desirability wasn't a vital strength in the Auris either. While it had been presentable, it looked anonymous, and yes, it didn't develop the credibility or appeal that made the German brand so successful. The Japanese manufacturer took note which version from the Auris promises more driver engagement, a simplified equipment range, improved styling, reduce running costs. Engine lineup. Available inside the new Toyota Auris is usually a selection of 4 engines that most offer acceptable performance and low emissions. The entry-level choice is really a 1.33-liter 98 bhp petrol engine, and that is claimed for being capable of averaging 52.3 miles per gallon. Buyers wanting a tad bit more power can opt for a single 6-liter 130 bhp petrol engine, able to averaging 47.9 miles per gallon. Also available is really a frugal 1.4-liter 89 bhp diesel engine, claimed to average approximately 74.3 miles per gallon. Lastly, the Auris emerges with Toyota's hybrid Synergy drive. This combines a single 8-liter petrol engine having an electric drive system. Its CO2 emissions are an environment-friendly 87 gkm, and it also is claimed to average an amazing 74.3 miles per gallon. Watch how drive an automobile, a Toyota hybrid. In order to interest buyers' hearts along with heads, Toyota began making the 2012 Auris more interesting plus much more attractive to have. As well, because improvements in efficiency, the business says the Auris is more involving to operate a vehicle. Myriad changes are actually carried out, including reductions in weight and also a revised steering and suspension system. The interior is perhaps all new, plus it's reputed to make available more space, greater comfort, as well as a higher quality finish. The exterior advantages of a new design too, but it is pretty uninspiring in comparison with its rivals. Equipment levels are already improved too, as well as the entry-level model is sold with features, for instance climate control and electrically adjustable and heated front mirrors. Update in 2015. The Auris received a midlife facelift in 2015, which brought along with it tweaks for the design, including new LED lights along with a wider front bumper for any sportier look. New, more luxurious materials inside give the car a much more premium look too, and there's a fresh 7-inch center console system. One in the big stories to come out on the facelift was the rollout of 2 new engines towards the range, a 1-hour 6-liter diesel borrowed from BMW plus a turbocharged 1.2-liter petrol. Both of them are Euro 6 compliant and gives impressive running cost figures. Suspension and steering revisions have improved ride comfort and engagement in the driver's seat too, plus 2 new trim levels have joined the product range, Business Edition tailored for fleet drivers and Design, which adds sportier features as standard. So, the Toyota Auris seems as if it has a good possibility against its key rivals, just like the Volkswagen Golf, Ford Focus and Vauxhall Astra. This is one with the most contested sectors with the industry, however, and alternatives such as Hyundai i30 and Kia Ceed can even prove not easy to beat. The Auris can be quite a worthwhile choice for someone searching for reliability and practicality. Playing with terms of handling abilities and outright desirability will still be behind the remainder. For the full 2012 Toyota Auris review, watch on. Even using a range of efficient engines, Toyota Auris performance is adequate. The lineup comprises 4 options, 2 petrol engines, a diesel and also a hybrid. Barring the hybrid, the many engines come having a smooth 6-speed manual transmission. What's notable by its absence, however, may be the option of a tiny turbocharged petrol engine. Apart from your hybrid, none with the engines from the Auris are particularly modern, and rival choices are more refined and efficient. Petrol engine choices. The beginner's petrol option is really a 1.33-liter engine that outputs 98 bhp and 128 Nm of pulling power. Auris models using this type of engine can accelerate from 0-62 miles per hour in 12.6 seconds and will reach a highly regarded speed of 109 miles per hour. If you need a bit more power, one example is if you intend to push on the motorway a good deal, then you'd be best deciding on the 1.6-liter petrol engine instead. It generates 130 bhp and 160 Nm of pulling power, allowing the Auris to accelerate from 0-62 miles per hour in around 10 seconds dead. Additionally, onto a high speed of 124 miles per hour, this engine can be smooth and quiet when cruising, though it does need being worked difficult to maintain speed when getting larger hills. Additionally, the 1.6-liter engine is available having an automatic continuously variable transmission called multi-drive S. The diesel option. There's one diesel engine available inside the Auris, a turbocharged 1.4-liter unit. Rated at 89 bhp and 205 Nm of pulling power, it allows the Toyota Auris to accelerate from 0-62 miles per hour in a very reasonable 12.5 seconds. With this engine, the Auris can reach a top-notch speed of 112 miles per hour, hybrid synergy drive. One with the main selling points on this model, plus the previous Auris, is always that it's available to be a hybrid. Watch how they are driving a Toyota hybrid. The Toyota's hybrid system utilizes a 1.8-liter petrol engine, a motor, an assortment pack as well as a continually variable automatic transmission. The electric motor can propel the automobile on its own, or assist the petrol engine to improve acceleration. When the batteries deplete, the vehicle switches over into conventional petrol mode until some charge is restored on the electrical system. It's not horrifically slow, either. The 0-62 miles per hour sprint takes 10.9 seconds, along with the hybrid Auris can reach a top-notch speed as 112 miles per hour. The only downsides are that, because on the way the transmission operates, the reply to throttle inputs may be sluggish, plus the engine will also be noisy. Recommends. It's advisable to opt to the manual 1.6-liter petrol version in the Auris. This delivers a combination acceptable performance and running costs, and interior refinement. If you are intent on purchasing the greenest version possible, next the Auris HST, the hybrid model, can also be an acceptable choice. Previously, Toyota Auris handling was competent although not engaging. That didn't matter necessarily, several buyers simply wanted a car, yet another easy meal-do drive. Toyota claims that generation of Auris is often a more capable car, even though it isn't as involving or as satisfying to push as a Ford Focus. It's miles from hopeless. The steering doesn't offer much from the way of feedback, but it's direct and there's enough steering weight to inspire some confidence in faster corners. The Toyota handles acceptably too. There's lots of grip available, plus it doesn't roll excessively, even tighter bends. You won't believe it is struggling for traction, and your vehicle feels relatively secure and settled, even on rough or wet roads. Further improving driver confidence is really a range of safety systems, which keep your vehicle in check, and disc brakes overall, which provide good stopping power. While keen drivers might discover the Auris on-road behavior disinteresting and boring, most be pleased at how uncomplicated and effortless it is drive an automobile. Inside the Toyota Auris you'll get a presentable, spacious and cozy interior. The instrumentation is clearly presented, whilst the controls are logically presented and easily accessed. The leader adjusts for both rise and reach, and, with moderately adjustable seats, it's simple enough to get a comfortable driving position. A clutch footrest is equipped too, improving comfort on longer trips. Visibility out with the Auris is normally good, but large rear pillars do produce a bit of a blind spot. The reversing camera, entirely on Icon models, and a minimum of helps negate this problem when in reverse. You cannot assume all good news though. Many with the materials used from the Auris feel of any low quality, and they are easily marked, while some with the detailing looks particularly cheap rather than very elegant. Hybrid versions include rather garish bright blue trim about the floor mats likewise, which looks rather cheap. The dashboard doesn't have a very particularly cohesive design either, with plenty of different shapes and finishes. It lacks finesse and, being a result, doesn't feel as upmarket as some rivals. Little oddities including manual lights with the vanity mirrors further reduce any potential premium feel. It's reassuring to discover that, to get a car that's intended for daily use, Toyota Auris comfort levels are great. The interior is spacious, with room for 5 adults, and there's a great deal of leg and headroom. The seats are usually supportive, and there's enough bolstering to support you in position during sharper turns. Road noise is low, but wind noise is extremely noticeable at higher speeds. You should raise your voice approach your passengers, but it can be somewhat intrusive. Engine noise doesn't intrude overly either. Nevertheless, the hybrid and CVT versions do drone and whine, which could be annoying, especially when you're frequently accelerating far from a stop. Further improving interior comfort may be the standard fitment of climate control. This helps maintain cabin temperature regulated in your desired setting. The Auris ride quality is acceptable, therefore you won't emerge at the end of longer trips feeling tired and agitated. Some surfaces could potentially cause it to bounce and shift around though, and it also does crash through some potholes, however, not to an unpleasant extent. The Auris isn't a less than comfortable car to operate a vehicle, but many of its rivals will be more cosseting and refined. Previously, Toyota Auris equipment levels were differentiated by designations like T2, T3, T-Spirit and TR. This generation of Auris incorporates a much simplified lineup that's easier to understand. 4 trim levels can be obtained: Active, Icon, Sport and Excel. Standard Toyota Auris equipment. The basic level trim is referred to as Active, but, despite being the fundamental model, buyers obtain a decent quantity of equipment. Active versions consist of climate control, a stereo with USB and auxiliary connections, electrically adjustable and heated mirrors and electric front windows. 1.33-liter petrol and 1.4-liter diesel models also come, which has a stop and start system to increase efficiency. Move approximately the Icon grade, which Toyota predicts for being the most popular option, and also the amount of kit increases considerably. Icon cars feature alloy wheels, a DAB radio, Toyota's multimedia control system, Bluetooth connectivity, a rear-view camera, a leather tire and gear knob, front fog lamps and electric on-touch back and front windows. Buyers looking for any more stylish option can choose the Sport model. This gains advantage from larger alloy wheels, sports front seats, a new grille, a rear diffuser, a new exhaust trim and rear privacy glass. Lastly, there's the option with the range-topping XL grade. Additional equipment includes dual-zone climate control, keyless entry and initiate, automatic wipers and lights, electric folding door mirrors, heated front seats, tinted rear glass, an automated parking system, front and back parking sensors and black velour seats with leather bolsters. Cruise control is equipped as standard at the same time, even though it's not positioned on 1.4-liter D4D diesel models. Overall, the Auris range emerged with a good collection of standard equipment. It's impressive to find out even the entry-level model coming with niceties including climate control, which make the auto much simpler to live with and much more enjoyable to obtain. Optional Toyota Auris accessories. A choice of options are available to increase the standard specification with the Toyota Auris, including both cosmetic and technological upgrades. On Icon, Sport and XL models, the Touch multimedia facility could be upgraded towards the Toyota Touch and Go system. This adds sedan of plus much more advanced onboard connectivity and Bluetooth features. Sport model buyers can specify a comfort pack. This adds rain-sensing wipers and light-sensing headlights, keyless entry and start along with a folding function for your mirrors. A panoramic glass roof, called Skyview, can be acquired for XL models. This, besides helping the exterior appearance with the car, helps make the cabin a pleasant place being. It's not overly expensive either, so potential customers should consider it. Lastly, leather seat trim may be specified for your Auris XL model, and also the automatic parking system, called Intelligent Park Assist, might be specified on Icon and Sport versions. Potential buyers are going to be pleased to hear that Toyota Auris safety factor is excellent. Like its predecessor, this generation is awarded 5 stars in tests by Euro NCAP. It scored 92% for adult occupant protection and 84% for child occupant protection. Euro NCAP says much the same level of safety is usually expected through the Auris Touring Sports Estate version. Safety equipment levels are incredibly good each model, and the Auris includes multiple airbags, ISOFIX child seat mounts, height adjustable front and back head restraints, front seatbelt pretensioners, 3-point rear seatbelts, whiplash reducing front seats, ABS, ventilated front disc brakes, solid rear disc brakes, LED daytime running lights, electronic brake force distribution, brake assistance, traction control and electronic stability control. Additionally, all on the car's seatbelts are fitted with load limiters and emergency locking retractors, these further lowering the chance of injury in an accident. The Auris advantages of a structure that's meant to protect occupants, with features like side impact beams and head impact protection structures inside the roof sides and pillars. Standard security kit includes remote central locking with an immobilizer. Many on the car's parts may also be marked, making it quicker to identify if it's been stolen. Toyota Auris practicality is very good, as well as the new car improves for the high standard set with the previous generation. Besides more sophisticated equipment and appearance, the 2012 Auris advantages from increased interior space, more practical touches and also a larger boot. A spacious interior means room for 5 adults, as the large boot can stow a substantial level of luggage. Throughout the cabin there's a number of storage points, including bottle holders within the doors, a decently sized glove box, a coin box and front and back cup holders. The boot capacity is 360 liters, which can be less than that offered with the Volkswagen Golf, Kia Ceed and Audi A3. It's considerably bigger than the boot in a very Ford Focus, however, which measures merely 316 liters. The Auris boot advantages of a wide opening, but there can be a lip that makes lifting heavy items out difficult. If you will need additional storage, then this rear seats, which can be split 60 hours 40 minutes, fold right down to increase luggage space. The boot also incorporates a dual-level load space that allows you to store items within the movable boot floor. This helps retain objects that could move about, or keeps things concealed from prying eyes. With comparison to its range, the Auris carries a 50-liter fuel tank. If you decide to average the claimed economy figures, it could possibly travel between 500 and 800 miles between refills. One negative point is the Toyota Auris doesn't have a very full-size, or space-saver, spare wheel. Instead you have a tire repair kit, which isn't particularly beneficial in many instances.